I would like to welcome our Board of Directors to today's meeting. As you are all aware, we have recently acquired the necessary infrastructure to begin offering fiber optic high-speed internet service to small towns and rural areas throughout Nebraska. Being on the forefront of offering improved, higher-speed internet service to these communities that have been in dire need of upgraded technologies gives our company a huge opportunity for growth and expansion. The branding for our new subsidiary, Vandalay Technologies, is where big city technology meets small town service, Nebraska's premier rural internet service provider. This branding is born from our vision and mission statement, which is to develop trusted, long-lasting relationships with rural America by providing superior customer service and quality services that help connect them with the world. We hope that Nebraska is just the starting point. The proposed compensation structure that I will be covering with you today aims to align our future employees with our vision and mission statement. Our goals are to provide affordable fiber optic high-speed internet services to rural communities throughout Nebraska. The small town service will be reflected in our commitment to provide the highest level of customer service through both our call center staff and our technicians to establish customer loyalty and develop long-term customer retention rates. Our compensation structure will need to focus our employees' efforts on these corporate strategies. In order to streamline our compensation costs in starting this new venture, the organizational structure has been simplified to establish the core positions necessary for success. The compensation structure that I will be reviewing with you today will cover these core positions. We'll have the call center staff, which will operate as both inbound and outbound representatives. They serve as the customer service team as well as our sales representatives. We will have our technicians who fulfill our installation and service requests. There will be separate management staff in charge of the call center representatives and the technicians. Finally, we will be hiring an executive president to drive the initiation of this new venture and be responsible for the long-term success of the company's goals. In order to develop compensation plans that will attract top talent, encourage retention, and align employees with our mission, we first had to consider industry trends as well as our local economic and labor market conditions. The good news is that our industry market trends are positive. As internet use continues to rise, the demand for internet services will continue to increase. As of June 2019, total industry revenue, number of businesses, and industry employment have continued to increase from previous numbers. The ISP industry has seen an annual growth rate of 2.9% over the past 5 years. Another consideration was the economic conditions in our initial market of Nebraska. Here we again see a positive outlook. Despite being in the recovery stage from massive flooding earlier this year, the Mid-America Index noted a 7-point increase from May to June in Nebraska, indicating positive growth. Additionally, the outlook for the U.S. economy in general is positive. The most critical economic indicator, the gross domestic product, is expected to remain within the ideal growth rate of 2 to 3%. The last critical consideration for our compensation plan was the labor market in Nebraska. Research indicates that we will be dealing with a labor shortage as we begin staffing for our new venture. The unemployment rate in Nebraska for May 2019 was 2.8%, and preliminary figures for June show a slight increase to 3.3%. Economists suggest that an unemployment rate below 5% creates an inefficient economy. With fewer workers in our labor market, it will make it more difficult for us to find qualified workers at all levels of the company. The percentage of workers voluntarily leaving their jobs had also reached a 17-year high at the end of 2018. What this means for us is that our compensation strategies and structure will need to be very competitive in order to lure workers away from existing positions. In order to address the labor market concerns, I recommend that we use a market pricing approach whereby we establish compensation rates based on a marketplace comparison of our core positions within the ISP industry in Nebraska. By identifying the median compensation range for each position, we can then set starting compensation ranges to position ourselves just above the market median. This should allow us to attract more qualified candidates in this tight labor market. My recommendation is to set base wages at the 60th percentile with incentive compensation, allowing employees to potentially reach the 70th percentile. This strategy allows us to be within the recommended 10 to 20% of base salary that creates an effective pay for performance program. Our call center representatives will be equally involved in taking inbound customer service calls and placing outbound sales calls. The compensation plan for these entry-level positions will be an hourly base wage plus opportunities to earn additional pay through several incentive plans. Because these positions can have high turnover, we will offer a 6-month sign-on bonus. Once an employee has been with the company for 6 months, they will receive a bonus if all quality and sales performance measurements, as well as attendance goals, are meeting or exceeding the set standards. The commission on sales will be paid on an individual basis. The commissions will be paid monthly after confirmation of a successful start of the new service sold. Because what one employee does on a call with a customer can influence the next employee's interaction with the customer, gain sharing will be used to distribute additional group compensation based on customer satisfaction ratings. These ratings will be attained through short, automated phone surveys that customers will be asked to complete at the end of each call. Customer satisfaction target indexes will be set and reviewed monthly. Based on the group's ability to meet or exceed customer satisfaction indexes for the month, call center staff will receive a gain sharing bonus that reflects a certain percentage of their base pay. The installation and service technicians will be responsible for the accurate and timely completion of all service calls as directed by their manager. The compensation plan for these entry-level positions will also be an hourly base wage plus opportunities to earn additional pay through several incentive plans. We will offer the 6-month sign-on bonus to technicians as well. Once a technician has been with the company for 6 months, they will receive a bonus if all customer satisfaction and service performance measurements, as well as attendance goals, are meeting or exceeding the set standards. With our technicians, we felt that it was important to promote a group effort so that the technicians work as a team to complete service calls promptly. If one technician completes a service call early, they will be expected to assist other service calls as needed. To promote this teamwork approach, gain sharing will be used to distribute additional group compensation based on 2 factors related to service calls. The team will have productivity goals related to average labor time per service call and number of service calls completed as scheduled. We will also collect customer satisfaction ratings on the service technicians. These ratings will be obtained through short internet surveys that customers will be asked to complete after a service call. Technicians will leave a business card upon completion of the call requesting their participation. Customer satisfaction target indexes and targets for labor time and number of service calls completed as scheduled will be set and reviewed monthly. Based on the group's ability to meet or exceed targets for the month, technicians will receive a gain sharing bonus that reflects a certain percentage of their base pay. There will be at least one management position responsible for complete oversight and supervision of the call center operations and staff. There will also be at least one management position that is responsible for all technicians and oversight of all service call operations. These positions will follow FLSA guidelines for exempt status and will be paid a base salary as a result. Managers of both departments will be offered annual bonuses based on employee retention rates beyond the 6-month sign-on bonus for the call center representatives and technicians. Target retention rates will be determined at a later date. If the department meets or exceeds retention goals, managers will receive a bonus that is based on the percentage that they exceeded the set retention goals. Department managers will also receive a year-end bonus based on the company meeting or exceeding a set profit margin for the year. The percentage awarded will factor in how well each department met their targeted customer satisfaction ratings throughout the year as well. The executive president will be responsible for ensuring the company's strategic goals are being met and that profit margins are in line with the projected figures. This position will be a salaried position with additional incentives available based on company performance. The executive president will receive a year-end bonus based on the company meeting or exceeding a set profit margin for the year. The executive president will also be offered non-qualified stock options. The stock option contract will be set for a 3-year period and include a clawback provision to ensure long-term goals are being met. The company will assess pay rates annually for cost of living adjustments. Base wages will be increased by at least 50% of the inflation rate percentage for all employees. As part of its annual base pay review, the company will also assess the updated market median rates to determine whether base wages remain near the targeted 60th percentile after our cost of living adjustments have been made. As part of this assessment, we will also evaluate the current labor market conditions. If labor market conditions indicate an abundant labor supply, we may choose to allow base wages to slip below the 60th percentile until labor conditions shift again. Year-end performance bonuses may be allotted to some CSRs and technicians based on company performance for the year. After cost of living and market median adjustments have been made for all employees, the company will determine if there are additional funds remaining in the compensation budget to award top CSR and technician performance for the year. These performance bonuses will be based on performance appraisal ratings by managers that include quality, productivity, teamwork, and attendance measures. Management will be trained on how to complete accurate and unbiased performance appraisals. Additionally, some of the performance information will come from automated monitoring of sales figures and customer satisfaction ratings. Managers must conduct performance reviews quarterly to give employees ample opportunity to improve deficient performance prior to the end of the year. The year-end bonuses will be allocated proportionately among those employees with overall yearly performance ratings in the top 25% within their department. Again, these year-end performance bonuses will only be given if the compensation budget is sufficient based on profits. What goals do we hope to achieve with these compensation plans? CSR compensation has been designed to encourage assertive yet professional sales practices that always place the customer's needs first. The expectation for these positions is to be the front line in promoting our goal of superior customer service. By including incentives for both sales and customer service ratings, the aim is to focus the call center staff equally on generating sales and providing high-end customer service. Technician compensation has been designed to ensure that all customers are completely satisfied with their service experience, including the technician's professionalism and efficiency in completing the service call. Like the CSRs, they are also a key component to overall superior customer service. Their plan also aims to reduce labor costs through effective teamwork among the technicians. The management's compensation plan encourages managers to monitor the progress of sales figures, customer satisfaction and retention rates, and employee efficiency and development, all of which correlates to increased profits and meeting the company's strategic goal of providing superior customer service. The executive president's compensation plan promotes a focus on both short-term and long-term commitment to company success by offering the year-end bonus as well as the long-term stock option contract. These incentives encourage the executive president to drive company strategies and improve profits. To ensure long-term profits, this position will need to keep the company's focus on superior customer service that results in long-term customer retention. Lastly, with the sign-on bonus, we hope to maximize retention in both of the entry-level positions. Additionally, the retention bonus for managers will encourage managers to develop their staff and promote positive employee relations in order to retain staff long-term. Long-term employees become more knowledgeable and skilled in their jobs, which should result in improved customer service overall. Ultimately, this helps the company meet its goals of establishing superior customer service. Today, I have presented to you my recommendations for the compensation structure for our new subsidiary, Vandelay Technologies. The exact hourly base wages for the CSRs and technicians and the salaries for the management staff and our executive president will be set after the market pricing analysis is completed. As mentioned, our goal is to set base wages at the 60th percentile. Once the base wages are set, we can review the compensation budget to determine the remaining incentive portions of our compensation structure. As a reminder, these will include the sign-on bonus rates, sales commission percentages, and gain sharing percentages for the CSRs and technicians. The compensation budget will also need to factor in the annual retention bonus for management, the profit sharing percentages for management and the executive president, and finally the stock option contract for the executive president. All of these positions will be considered full-time. As such, they will all receive the same benefit package that is offered to staff of the parent company. This includes health insurance, optional dental and vision, 401k, PTO accrued based on tenure, designated paid holidays, and overtime pay for any CSRs or technicians required to work our designated holidays. If anyone has questions, I will be available for the next half hour. Otherwise, you are welcome to contact me by phone or email if you have questions at a later date. I want to thank you all for your time today.